Rotom is probably like the number one card I'd want to add. Honestly, second Pikachu might be worth playing.
Regidrago, can we talk about that one?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I am of the opinion that if you don't brick and you don't misplay, it's unlosable.
I definitely might have gone for that double Kyurem
Yeah,
and gotten
but it
completely
doesn't work.
smoked.
You're just getting baited.
So would you say the Bolt matchup's actively favored?
I mean, it felt that way. The thing with Magneton is you just pop it every game because it doesn't matter.
I'm joined here by regional champion Landen Kaetler, the Miraidon enjoyer. How you doing today, Landen?
I'm feeling electrified, my friend. I'm feeling fantastic. Fresh off the win with the Dawnster deck. Feels great to get the second W. Feels fantastic to be here with another Canadian such as yourself, Rowan. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. Oh, Canada. Should we just like sing the national anthem right now as the
Bro, I'll go
intro?
get my 2 liter of maple syrup and give her a good chug,
Well, yeah, maple syrup guzzling competition video. That's what we're doing today.
Real, real.
No. But before we start talking about your Miraidon deck, of course, congratulations, I should say first of all, on
Thank you.
your regional win. You want to tell me a bit about yourself, whether like as a Pokemon player or just as a person, whatever you want to
I
say.
can give you a little bit of both. I don't know. I don't really talk about my personal life too much in Pokemon because I don't think it's incredibly relevant.
Sure.
But I do work as a paramedic full time, so I haven't been testing nearly as much as like last season. But I guess when you play Electric Generator, you don't need to test too much. But for Pokemon wise, I've been playing for quite some time. I actually remember watching you win Worlds on stream because that was like my first season of playing. Worlds 16 was my first Worlds in seniors, but I was definitely like in the competitive scene when it was 2015. My boy Jackson Puke was at Worlds, and I remember watching you in finals was pretty baller.
That's awesome.
Um, Obviously, this is my well, not obviously. If you don't know about me, I've won Portland Regionals in 2023. I've gotten a handful of top 16s, 32s, all the way back in like pre-COVID era. I have only like top eighted twice, won twice. So extent of my top eight history is not very large, but I suppose it's a strong track record.
It's pretty good. It's like the Michael Jordan LeBron debate. I don't know if you're into basketball at all,
A
but
little bit, a little bit. I know
still,
about those people, of course. Yeah,
you've never lost in Top Cut. That's kind of insane.
this is
Um,
true. I have not.
so you mentioned you're busy, you didn't get to test very much.
Yeah.
How did that lead to this Miraidon deck? Have you been a long time Miraidon enjoyer and you're just like, let's do it, or how'd that go?
I don't know what long time. I played Miraidon pre-rotation with Flaffy, and it felt like an actual playable deck. Post-rotation without any other acceleration than Generator, like obviously it did good at Worlds. Like I think Jesse Parker did well with it post-rotation as well. But it just felt like you ran out of steam late game and was non-functional if you whiffed any amount of Generator. So you just have to like pray. But with the addition of Magneton, it felt like the pre-rotation deck a little bit more. I'd argue that Magneton is better than Flaffy actually because it's instant charge, not like waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a real deck with a real late game now. You don't just run out of steam as soon as they take a knockout
Yeah.
and you whiff a Generator. So
Yeah, and that late game, it kind of touches on one of my first questions for you. I'm pretty sure Jesse Parker's list played Blood Moon Ursaluna as his late
yeah,
game, um, and you don't play that card. And I think maybe he didn't play Raichu. You definitely play Raichu. Do
yeah.
do those cards like does the Magneton kind of allow that shift or?
Absolutely, yeah. The thing with Blood Moon is you actually needed it pre Magneton to finish a game because it was your only way. It's basically energy acceleration and then the ability,
Mhm.
so you could attack for 1 energy late game. But now with Magneton, you don't have to have that. It's still a good card. Like we saw the second place list, Kenny was playing Blood
Mhm.
Moon. I actually thought about playing Blood Moon quite a bit, but with Magneton, you just are able to set up the last attacker. Especially with Raikou Night Stretcher, you have the 2 energy attacker that can take one shots. So you can conserve your energy pretty smartly. And then Raichu, to answer that question, is only possible because of Magneton. If you're playing Raichu with just generators, you're kidding
Still.
yourself because this never gonna work.
How often does it work with the Magneton? Do you use it
Oh,
a
like
lot or?
end of every game. The thing with Magneton is you just pop it every game because it doesn't matter. Because I don't play Radiant Greninja like Kenny did, and I have no punishment for putting Magneton like in the discard with the ability because I don't play any other thing that could be knocked out for one
Oh.
prize. So you just use it every game.
Okay, I was gonna ask you that. Um, oh wait, no, it still works because you can't do it versus Briar decks, right? Like against like Terapagos or like Charizard, it could be a disaster.
No, it's really difficult. You can do it against Trapagos to turn off Counter Catcher, which can be important because they can't one-shot a hands. So if you're playing Boufflant, you're arm pressing through most things that aren't Hoot Hoot or Pidgey.
Mhm.
And then they have to commit active Dusknoir pings. But yeah, you're right. It is the Brayer makes it difficult, but there is the line of turning off their counter catchers, so they can't gust around if you see them burn Prime.
Mhm. Okay.
But for the most part, yes, you're right.
And then those one prize Pokemon, Greninja. I also wanted to ask you about Zapdos. Is it specifically because of that? Like, don't want to have a one prizer
Yeah,
interaction? Yeah. Okay.
it's just there's so many decks that play Dusknoir right now. If you're looking Trapagos, Zard is one of the harder matchups. Not that it's even that bad, but anything that plays Dusknoir is just as soon as you bench a Greninja or a Zapdos, and you just can't use Magneton anymore.
Okay. So then I feel like this is also connected because I was about to ask you about Irida, but like we can't play Greninja because Dusknoir
Hmm.
pops it. So now if we're not playing Greninja, surely we're not playing Irida.
That's correct.
But if you were playing Radiant Greninja, would you play Arven or Irida over Arven or no?
I'd have to try it. I haven't actually tried the Irida thing. I've actually been talking to Kenny because he's a cool dude and he's pretty chill. So we've been DMing on Twitter about like lists and stuff. But I do think that it would be worth playing the Irida if you had Greninja because you're basically like getting a draw two off of the second effective Irida and then getting the Secret Box, which gets you a tool anyways.
Exactly, yeah.
But the Arvin does enable with the rescue board hands that don't require Nest Ball for Latias. So
So you can get some value from the tool.
yeah.
Yeah, this the
And I
Seal
do
Stone.
Irida for
Cool.
bundle is pretty strong actually. That's a really good interaction.
Yeah, that is true. Yep. And then the last card, which was actually I think my favorite card from Kenny's list, was the Rotom V. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I saw on Twitter you said like, oh, this is a going first deck.
Hmm.
And so if it's a going first deck, is Rotom the play or no?
I do like the Rotom a lot. I honestly don't think there's any card on my 60 I'd consider cutting because I know Kenny
Okay.
wasn't playing Counter Catcher or fourth boss, which is insane to me. Because like I don't know, like every time I was on stream, except for the punt in game two, we'll talk about that later, I'm sure,
Yeah.
of finals. But I just had the boss every time, and I swear, like people in Swiss were ioning me. I know Grant Mantley got mad in game one of our match because he iowned me to two, and I just ripped the boss. But I'm like, bro, I play four boss Counter Catcher. I'm gonna hit it,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point of the deck is gusting hitting for 220. So or amping for two.
Hmm.
So if you're not playing max gust, then I don't know why you're playing the deck, and I don't have room for anything else really. But Rotom is probably like the number one card I'd want to add from Kenny's list because you are going first blind
Yes.
as of now.
Okay. And then, I mean, now could be a great time to touch on this too. Are we going? So we're going second against Bolt and Mirror,
Hmm.
surely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, anything else? Any argument to go second versus like Arven decks or like anything like that?
I don't think so. Like you can like, what do you mean by Arv? Like mostly it'd just
Like
be Zard as the Arvin
Charizard
deck.
or like
Yeah.
Dragapult, maybe Guardy. That one sounds terrible. Surely not that one, but
No, you go first into all those matchups.
all
The
of them.
thing with like, I was arguing with my Professor Poke on Twitter, otherwise known as Lily Sims. They played the same 60 as me. We were kind of talking back and forth about Prime Catcher for Secret Box. I convinced her that Secret Box was the gas. She was initially gonna play Prime Catcher. I'm like, do not do it, do not do it.
But you need the
But
gust. You were just saying you're a 220, hit the bench stack, no prime catcher, eh?
no, so the like basically only turn one is when you need to play an Arven. You thin so many cards that by the time after turn one, you just don't need to play any other supporter than boss. You don't need to do anything because you have Fez, Mew, Fleet Footed, and you thin like so many cards between Generator, bench, filling, Secret Box. Um, I kind of forget the original question, honestly. I got kind of sidetracked there.
Yeah, I feel like we just went on a bit of a tangent. I was asking about Rotom, and then I was asking about Prime Catcher. Going second. What are we going
Oh,
second
yes, yes.
against anything other
Um,
than the Turbo decks?
Yeah, Turbo decks you have to go second because you need first two prizes. But every deck you're just going 2-2-2. You're either knocking out a 220 like a V against Zard, like Rotom or Lumineon, or amping a Charmander or a Pidgey or a Duskull,
Mhm.
and then you have Raichu to clear a Zard once. So you have Pidgeot EX, Lumineon V, Raikou V, or baby things to take two prizes on. And going first just allows you to attach an energy and more likely to boss a Pokemon up into the active or attack with Iron Hands because you just get that free
Mhm.
attachment. And the going bench Magneton, like Nest 1 Nest Ball gets Raikou
Oh,
V plus Magneton.
yeah.
Then you can pop Magneton and Counter Catcher going on your second turn after playing an Arven. So you can go Arven 4 Secret Box, Counter Catcher, Magneton. Like, it's so
Gosh.
cracked.
Yeah, that's kind of disgusting. Yeah, the counter
Yeah,
catcher just seems so good with the
it's
Magneton.
so good. Because with Magneton, like they keep up with you, unless Drago, because they have Pult, but they have to take two prizes. So even if you take first two and then you pop Magneton, they go to 3, you're at 4 and you CC, or they're at 1 and you're at 2. So it always is live pretty much against anything except for
Like
Regidrago.
or like the Briar decks where
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you can
Briar, they
yeah.
can play around it, but like any other turbo decks or decks without special tricks, a lot of decks have tricks though, but CC has a lot of utility, and it's always searchable because of Arven and Secret Box.
Would you ever play two counter catchers or
No, because like I said, there's so many decks where it's super situational. Like Drago, they're gonna try and go from 4 to 0 to not
yeah.
activate Fez. A lot of decks are already playing around Fez, so you're not trying to take aggressive knockouts. They draw less cards, so CC kind of only works sometimes, but when it works, it's really good.
Hmm. Okay. And then a couple other I talked about all the cards you don't play. We've already mentioned some of these, but the one Bravery Charm. Is there a specific reason that's in there, or is it just kind of generally good?
It is generally good, but it's mostly for a Drago matchup. If you didn't have Charm, you would lose to double Kyurem every time.
Oh,
But
okay.
what you do is you fill your bench to 8. You let them do the first Kyurem. If they Kyurem you once and you play Charm, you just win because they're wasting a turn by doing that. If they don't double Kyurem you,
Hmm.
but you'll play the Charm down to the full bench, and then to turn off Charm, they have to Jamming Tower. So they play Jamming Tower, and you bump the damaged Pokemon away. So it just doesn't work if you play Bravery Charm and you don't burn it turn 1. If you just hold it in deck to Arven 4, you'll always hit it because you have 4 Arven. You're drawing so many cards. So you
That's
have
pretty
6 outs to
cool.
Bravery Charm. Yeah.
And if
And
they
Lumineon Ultra Ball. So,
Yeah, and if they put it down too early, you can always just like bump it after.
yeah.
Like yeah. Yeah.
You just need
Oh,
to be
that's
careful. Basically, in the Drago matchup, you have to be aware of the double Cure in play. So hold your Charm, hold your second Stadium,
yeah.
hold enough Pokemon to fill your bench up to 7, and you'll be fine. Or even 6, because you
Yeah.
can bump one. Yeah. As long as you're above 5, they have to bump with Jamming Tower to turn off Charm, and it doesn't work. So,
Oh, that's pretty cool. As a Drago
yeah.
player, I definitely might have gone for that double Kyurem
Yeah.
and gotten
But it
completely
doesn't work.
smoked.
You're just getting baited.
Yeah. Oh my
Unless you see
gosh.
them commit Charm, then you can like hit a different Pokemon. But if they don't commit Charm, then they just doesn't work. But
Yeah, because I was thinking like, oh, jamming tower, then just Kyurem again. Okay, interesting.
Highfield.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. And then kind of the other tool card, rescue board. Um, honestly, you already kind of convinced me on this one because just
Yeah.
being able to Arven for a switch, you don't need to nest ball for the Latias.
Yeah, everything except for Latias, which gives everything for retreat, and hands retreats off rescue board. So if you start anything except hands, then the rescue board is just an Arven away from switching into attack.
Yeah. Okay, nice. That's all my questions as far as the specific list inclusions go. Do you think I missed anything? Any big inclusions or
Um, I don't think
exclusions?
so. I think I'm the only person that I've seen playing Miraidon since this set came out, or for a while that's playing 4 boss. Four
Mm-hmm.
boss is insane. I'm now 2 for 2 on winning regionals with 4 boss.
Oh,
Just
four bu
always,
Yeah.
yeah, always hit your gust, especially with these decks that are just chasing things down. Like if I was playing draw supporters, I'd feel differently. But you're either playing Arven turn 1, maybe turn 2. You're a lot of the time you can just take 2 prizes on whatever's active between Raichu hands or um, any of your other like one-shot
Just like
attackers like Miraidon or
Raikou.
Raikou.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time you'll be able to like conserve gust, thin your deck down with generator, filling your bench, secret box. Like turn 1, you're thinning 14 cards going second if you want to before your first generator.
It's really
So your
good.
deck ends up just being like lightning generator and bosses and outs to boss at the end of the game. So Ino just basically does nothing because you have Fezmew in play.
Would you ever play more or less lightning energies? Like, were you like how well were you hitting your generators?
So well. I mean, I think like I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of shade, rightfully so, for misplaying so egregiously on stream. But when I was sequencing, like if you watch the finals, like game 3 of that match, I literally was I went locked in for that one. If you
Yeah.
see my sequencing, it's like perfect in game 3. You'll see me like seal stone for the double turbo right before I play a generator. You're thinning out every basic you can. You're secret boxing, you're arvening. I thin so many cards. Like people are clowning me for hitting 3 generators for 2 each round, but I'm playing 16 and sequencing perfectly, so you're gonna hit them.
Do you know the math on like how likely just not just hit the generators?
I don't know the math, but I know how to thin the most cards. So the
Yeah.
math is to me doesn't really matter because I'm doing the most things. So I have
Yeah.
the best math.
Yeah, just give yourself the best odds. Hope they're
Yeah.
good enough. And they
Yeah.
were definitely pretty good. Definitely seems like
That
it
was
was good
pretty
enough.
consistent across the tournament. And with Raikou V, like you only really need to hit one because Raikou hits 220 like as soon as they have Dimension Pokemon because of Skyfield. So it's basically a Miraidon for 2.
Yeah.
Raikou's broken.
Yeah, Area 0 buffing that card is huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
2 Raikous ever?
I really wanted to Raikou, but I compromised on Night Stretcher. We saw it get me back Luminion a lot on stream to be able to Ultra Ball it for off of Ionos. I just think the Night Stretcher is more versatile. I played against a Lost Box Pikachu in Swiss where I was able to go Amp, they knocked me out, Amp, they knocked me out, Night Stretcher, Iron Hands, charge it up, Amp for game. So like,
Oh my gosh.
you're able to get so many energies that you can charge up 3 Pokemon really easily throughout the game. So Night Stretcher getting back your third Dawn or your third Hands or your Bundle or your Magneton if you squawked it is just way more versatile than second Raikou. And you can always Arven for Hisui if you prize it, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. All right.
Just
So
feels like your deck is in your hand, honestly.
yeah, yo, hearing you talk about this deck, I'm like excited. I'm gonna play it to my league night on Friday.
You should.
I
It's
will.
correct. It's
I'm
broken
hyped.
list.
Okay, cool. So we have the perfect list. We have a broken deck. We always hit our generators. How are our matchups looking? First of all, Regidrago. Can we talk about that one?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I am of the opinion that if you don't brick and you don't misplay, it's unlosable.
Unlosable.
And I think like I was talking to like Grant and I talked to Brent and I played against Ryan Antonici. All of them were choosing second against me, which was crazy. I don't know how they do that.
What?
I know. I think it was a lack of testing. They all like would sit there for like 30 seconds between games and be like, I'll choose second. And I'm like, yes. Because you go first, you nest ball from Rhydon, you get out Raikou, you attach for turn, and then on turn 2, you attack for 220 without playing a single generator or using Magneton. So, then they're cooked.
Yeah.
Because your board is Fez, Mew, powered up Raikou, and your deck has 4 generators and a Magneton in play. And you're just sitting there with your hands in your lap, waiting for them to do something. You always have Gust around Radzard because you play so much Gust. The matchup felt really good. I played, I think, what? 1,
I think 5.
2, 3. Yeah,
More?
I played 6 of them.
6.
I think.
Okay.
Because 2 in cut, 4 in Swiss. Yeah, I think 5 or 6.
Is that including the ID with John, I guess, as well?
I guess it would be. I don't actually remember what I played against round 3. Do you have actual like my matchups? Did you find them somewhere?
Not like round 3. I checked Poke
Okay.
data.
Okay.
But not round 3 now.
The only one I don't remember is round 3. I can't remember if it was Drago or not. If it is Drago, that would be 6, including John, I think.
Okay.
But I played a lot of them.
And I noticed you did lose to Grant Manley.
I did.
I assume you just like whiffed boss.
What happened game 2 and 3, I wasn't able to get a Magnemite down turn 1, and if you don't get down Magnemite, and I did actually get it, I Magnemite with a Bravery Charm, but he hit the Jamming Tower to kill it with Pult.
Oh.
And if you don't have Magnemite turn 1 and they just get to pull your Magnemite out of play, it does get pretty tough because it's way harder to hit the last attacker plus boss.
I see. And you don't
with
have the Blood Moon.
Yeah, I don't have the Blood Moon, so if my Magnemite gets gone, but like if you get it down turn 1, it's super easy to hit Magneton, just evolve it, and it just sits there. They can't afford to boss KO it because it's worth 1 prize. But if they get to just use the secondary effect of Pult, it does really suck. That was how I lost those 2 last games.
Okay.
But I took game 1 and then didn't get the Might down turn 2 or 3, or game 2 or 3 in the first turn, so he got me pretty good.
Shouldn't it be like really easy to just Miraidon? Did you prize it, I guess? Or you needed to get no Miraidon turn 1?
I prized it and I wasn't able to search Heavy Ball turn 1 because I was going first, so I didn't have an out too heavy. You only have like raw Sealstone really to hit it, so.
A raw box.
Yeah, you only have 3 outs going first to hit it if you don't hit Squawk. So my hand was just pretty dead. I got an attachment and just passed, and it just didn't work out because I was a little too slow with the boss in the last turn because I couldn't get the power to Pokemon plus the boss. So.
Okay. I was so if they Cleffa, right? They go second, they Cleffa.
Yeah.
Do you pop the Magneton to amp the Cleffa, or like I mean, you could always bundle. But let's say they have Cleffa and like Radzard on the bench or something.
That's what they're trying to do. So that's what I noticed a lot of them were doing is they try to put Cleffa in the active, use it, and then have Radzard on the bench for bundle. But it's so easy to amp with like you always have Sealstone, so I always have access to double turbo. So I hold that and then amp them, and I just if they don't kill the Iron Hands, it's 2 to 4 energy in play for Raichu later on,
Yeah.
and then you just wipe out the Drago V-Star on the active super easy. Even through Gudra you do it. So
And then you don't need boss. That's
yeah,
nice.
any turn you can conserve boss feels great because when your deck is 3 boss on like 15 cards and they just all you need to hit is boss to win, it's like I don't even know what the percentage is to lose, but it's minuscule.
Yeah,
Or
so you're
whiff the
gonna
boss,
hit
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Because you're restarting for between 1 and 3 cards and then fezzing for 3. So
Most of your cards are burnable as well.
yeah,
Unless you draw like a lot of lightning energy, I guess.
but you're also thinning so many with generators. Like each generator ideally is hitting 2. Usually you're hitting at least 1. You're not
Okay.
actually drawing cards, so you don't even really draw that many lightnings. So
That's true.
yeah,
Okay.
but it's possible, of course. Yeah.
So the Raging Bolt matchup. We saw you play against Bolt on. Were you the Bolt? Were you against Bolt round 8, day 1 on stream?
Yeah.
That was you. Okay, I was pretty sure. And you won that game. So do you think the Bolt matchup is like go second, you win, go first, you lose, or a bit more nuanced?
It's a bit more nuanced than that. Like going first, what's so broken about choosing blind first is Pikachu EX because you just retreat into it and it can't die. So if you're able to get tandem unit for Miraidon and then your Pikachu, and then the second tandem unit gets Magnemite, what you can do is you can retreat into Pikachu, have Magnemite on the bench. So if they bundle, they're only taking 1 prize. So they basically have to hit Prime plus KO going second, which is not as easy as it sounds, or catch your heads,
Yep.
which is pretty difficult. Like it's not the easiest thing. Obviously they hit it sometimes, but that's when you choose first of them or go game 2 going first. But going second, if they have a Bolt on the active, it's pretty easy to do a 4 energy Raichu. We saw me donk him game 3 on stream. And then it's pretty simple of just going like boss Ogre Pawn. If they have to squawk, you boss squawk or fez or whatever. If they like, I played against one who was able to like charm 2 Ogre Pawns and then charm their all their stuff. They played 4 charms, which was like kind of crazy, I guess. But I still managed to beat him game 3. I feel like Raging Bolt is noticeably less consistent than Dawn because Dawn just searches everything out and thins the deck, where Bolt is a lot of energies and Sod is your draw supporter. So it felt like it's kind of mirror where they have a bit more HP, a bit more damage output, but they're noticeably less consistent. And that was kind of how I beat the 3 Raging Bolts I played against.
Would Blood Moon have any impact on the game, or just doesn't matter?
It would definitely help. Like I'm not gonna deny that Blood Moon would be good because it hits the 240 number. I just don't think there's space for Blood Moon, and I don't think it's really justifiable because you're always having the end game attacker anyways with Magneton. Especially going first because you don't have to play generators to set up your first attacker. So literally you have to take 4 prizes, you have 4 generator and a Magneton. It's pretty simple at that point, yeah.
You get a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, I mean, how many Pokemon do they need to kill a Bolt with Raikou? Like 4?
They just need 3 bench. So
bench,
Raikou hits
yeah.
240 a lot of the time anyways. As soon as they bench the 3rd one, I know like the one guy on stream was playing around it and I had to do some funky stuff, but it's pretty hard for them not to bench 3 Pokemon at some point in the game. As soon as you get 1 non-boss knockout for 2 prizes, it's pretty simple to go boss. Like it's even pretty simple to go boss if you need to, because you have CC too.
Yeah,
And
counter catcher, boss, bundle, and they don't. Ninja doesn't work as like a stall because you can amp it.
As amp, yeah. You're most of the time you're taking 2 prizes. Like the deck is real good at going 2-2-2 every time.
So would you say the Bolt matchup's actively favored?
I mean, it felt that way. Obviously, it got recency bias because like I 3-0'd it in a tournament. I don't think the match. It's probably one of the less good matchups just because, like, if they choose second against you, especially you might want to reconsider going blind first because I don't play live that much, but I've heard the ladder is flooded with like Miraidon. So if you're just playing Miraidon mirrors all day, obviously you should be going second. So I honestly don't know what's going to be correct first or second into Toronto, but yeah, I don't think both is as bad as people think it is. Like with Raichu too.
In mirror, when you go second,
yeah.
Like what's the defense? I guess it's like Magnemite. No, there's just no defense, right? You get hit by bundle every time.
Like, yeah, you honestly like it's really hard to whiff going second with this deck.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like you have to have like complete brick hand or misplay. So you just kind of retreat to Pikachu and pray. Hope they don't hit bundle plus knockout, which isn't the easiest thing, but it's not that hard either.
Is there like a Pokemon you could reasonably play that would let you play around bundle knockout and mirror? Like if you really
honestly, second Pikachu might be worth playing. just because you can go Pika Pika and then they can't bundle you. That one, actually, I'm me saying that out loud. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
That's
double
actually
Pika.
kind of broken. But if you want to
Okay.
tech for Mirror, that's probably second Pika.
Second
Because you could
Pika.
just choose first at that point, and they actually, unless they just don't have to Arven and have raw boss like the actual nuts,
Like no way,
then
right?
yeah, I did hit it a few times. Like I actually think I hit that against I don't know if it was a stream guy. I did hit that a few times, but I hit through Klefki. I hit boss on something that was broken, but
Yeah, that's nasty.
yeah,
If I was a Raging Bolt player, I would probably pivot to Miraidon right now.
yeah.
So,
It's I think it's just objectively a better deck than Bolt. I don't
mhm,
think there's really much redeeming qualities to Bolt, just because you don't have easy hands.
yeah. Is there a worse like, is there a single reason to like? Do you have a matchup as Miraidon that you would feel better about if you were playing Bolt?
I don't think so, because Bolt probably loses to Control anyways. The only matchup I don't want to hit as Dawn is Control, because I don't play any out to Snorlax. But um, I don't think there really is. Like Drago is the big matchup that Bolt's really good into, and Miraidon's matchup into Drago is, I'd argue, probably better. So
Yeah, I would agree.
because you
Okay.
just attack going second way more frequently, so it just feels like the same deck but better to me.
What about Terapagos?
That's a good point. I mean, with Trapagos, it's nice to be able to amp like Hoot Hoots and Pidgeys, and then having the lightning weakness just to so easily like destroy a Pidgeot. But having 240 plus Charm, like, does honestly don't know the meta that well. But is Raging Bolt playing Bravery Charm right now? I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah. Generally a bunch of Bravery Charms, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're playing Bravery Charm, like the Trapagos matchup's probably better. Like with Boufflant, Trapagos felt pretty sus. Like against Henry, I got a little bit lucky. He made like kind of a weird play that he wasn't able to make. I don't think it would have been able to save him if he did something differently, but he did miscount his bench and was like 20 short on the knockout for game in the game three. So
Oh. Wait, for
yeah,
game?
yeah, he didn't he forgot that Dusclops discards itself when he was doing the math to knock me out. So he
Yeah.
discarded the Dusclops. Was like, wait, I'm like 20 short. Do you have boss? I was like, yeah.
Of course you have boss.
Of
There's
course I
four
have
boss.
boss. Yeah. So, Trapagos with Bouffant's kind of difficult because you don't get to amp whatever's in the active. Because if they just have Bouffant in the active, it's pretty hard to touch it.
Yeah.
But you just arm press through the Bouffant, hope they don't have like super gas. I was just bossing his Pidgeot and then bossing his Hoot Hoots and amping them. So
Yeah.
kept him off of the combo for game three. So I guess the matchup's okay, but it's probably one of the less good ones, honestly.
Okay. But yeah, the matchup is like pretty bad for Bolt anyways, so
Yeah.
um, about the same there. And then historically, kind of the last concern I had about the deck was the Zard matchup. Historically, it's been bad. Is that the same now?
I mean, okay, I'll fess up. I played exactly 8 practice games with this deck before the tournament, 6 of which were Zard, and I was playing against Lucas Oldale, and I 6-0'd him. So that's when I was like, okay, this deck's pretty good if I 6-0 Zard.
Yeah. Oh
Because
my
you choose
god.
first, you attach to Iron Hands going first. Turn 2, all you need to hit is 1 energy off of a generator, then double turbo, or 2 energy off a generator, and an attach a lightning. And then
Hmm.
you Bravery Charm the hands, and then they have to, going on their second turn, Candy Zard Vacuum to even stay in the game at all. If they do that, then you can either Raichu through the active or Gust take 2 prizes with either second hands or KO Pidgeot or a V. And then it's as simple as either amping if you didn't have to amp for the second 2 prizes
Oh,
or clearing a Zard with Raichu. But Magneton just basically checkmates you because if your bench is Magneton, Fez, Mew, an active attacker, a benched attacker charged up, they can't really do anything. They can't stamp you. They can't Gust Fez kill it to get you out of something because you'll just
mhm.
have tandem unit for Raichu or tandem unit for hands or whatever because your whole deck just goes in play.
Sick. All right. And now the last thing I wanted to talk about, I just wanted to hear your highlights from the tournament. I mean, you've mentioned a few of them already, like the turn one boss. Um, what were the highlights? Just your favorite moments.
I think my highlight was the confused look on every Regidrago player when I won the coin flip and choose first, and then flip over my Miraidon EX. I know Grant said that like after game one, he's like, he looked kind of puzzled, looks up, and he's like, "Did you choose first?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then continue shuffling my deck.
And he's like, okay, I'll go second.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't remember if he went second or not. I think Grant might have been the only one to actually choose first in game two. Um, but I don't honestly remember 100% if that's true or not. But I think my highlight reel was just like people like, wait, you chose first? Because I know I was talking to Kenny as well, and he's like getting so many messages about people asking him like choosing first two because he was doing it as well. So
Okay. All right. Well then, that's all I have to say. So if you want to shout out any of your friends or any of the stuff you do, you mentioned you're gonna go on a podcast this week.
yeah,
Floor is
yeah.
yours.
I guess I'll shout out Beach Court Podcast. I'm gonna record an episode with them. They're pretty cool guys from what I know. I like what they're doing. They seem to be pretty positive force in the community. Always about lifting up good behavior. I don't love some aspects of the Pokemon community, but I don't need to get into that. But I myself just like to spread positivity, be a good vibe, and support the people that I also think are doing that. So hence why I'm here. I think you demonstrated you're a pretty cool dude. So.
Thank you. Thank you. We
Yeah, yeah. And then I guess I'll shout out like the Oldale family, like Lucas Oldale. He's a great senior player. Lots of he's got IC under his belt, multiple regional championships, lots of top eights, finalists, top fours. He's always in the stipend race and seniors doing
yeah.
super well. So travel a lot with him, his family, and there'd be too many people to shout out. And then also the Lost Mine podcast. That kind of was a discontinued project for a while, just because I was doing school and work and doing a lot of overtime. But now that I've got the second win, I probably should get back on the content grind. I guess people want to hear my opinion. So
They do. They do. I'm sure your Twitter DMs. I know I've seen the comments. They're flooded.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
I've gotten like under. I think my win post has like over 500,000 views of me writing my deck list in Skibidi. So that's pretty funny.
That's awesome. You're changing the
Yeah,
game. You are.
yeah, yeah. Trying to make sure that the positivity shines through. Try to keep it classy, keep it fun. That's what we're here for. So
We love to hear it. All right. Thanks for coming on to the channel.
absolutely, Rowan.
Had a lot of fun filming this. Uh, as I said, I'm gonna play it at League, and I'll
Do
probably
it,
hit you up, let you know how it goes.
please
Uh,
do.
I'll tell you when I cancel in Cologne their second Pikachu.
Yeah, you heard it here first, actually. Second Pikachu might be the tech for Mirror.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Peace out, Rowan.